Hello everyone, welcome to this presentation. This work is entitled Composite Step-Lapped Adhesive Joint Analysis by Cohesive Zone Modeling. In this slide we can see the layout of the presentation. We will start by presenting the objectives. We will divide the work mainly into the experimental work and the numerical work. In the experimental work we are going to deal with the materials, manufacturing of the step-lapped joints and the analysis of the experimental results, and in the numerical work we will focus on the strength predictions by cohesive zone modeling, including joint stress analysis and finalizing with the strength prediction. As the last two topics, we will compare the results of the step-lapped joints with aluminium adherents, and we will also make a comparison to single and double-lap joints. And in the end, we will finalize by the conclusion. Here in this slide, we can see the objectives of the work. We are going to manufacture and study experimentally step-lapped adhesive joints with composite adherents. We are going to make a numerical study by CCM of these joints. We are going to study the influence of different adhesives and also of the overlap length. We are going to compare the experimental and numerical results to understand the behavior of the joints, and we are going to compare the composite joints with aluminium joints and also with other two typologies, single-lap joints and double-lap joints. Beginning with the experimental work, the adherents are made of carbon fiber reinforced polymer. We can see in this slide the orthotropic elastic properties that were used in the numerical simulations to model the In this slide, we can see the three adhesives that were used as a benchmark of the adhesive joints. The first one, the Heraldit AV138, is a brittle adhesive. The 2015 is an adhesive with a smaller strength than the former one, but with a higher ductility. Both of these adhesives are epoxy-based. And finally, we are going to test the polyurethane Sikka-Force 7752, which has a smaller strength than the Heraldit adhesives, but it is much more ductile. We can see in the figure the geometry of the step-lapped joints. We are using a three-step configuration. With this geometry, the adherents are in line with each other, so there is no eccentricity, and we can see the main dimensions of the joints with emphasis to the overlap length, which was the varied parameter in this analysis, with values between 12.5 and 50 millimeters. Some details on the manufacturing of the joints. We can see milling of the steps in a composite adherents in a conventional milling machine and with a carbide tool, and the end result to the right, in which we can see the three steps with 4 different overlap lengths. Here we can see details of bonding to the left. In the upper image we can see the apparatus for bonding the joints, and in the lower right figure the complete and prepared joints ready for testing, one joint for each overlap length. Regarding the results, we begin by showing the failure modes, one figure for each adhesive and just one example of an overlap length. We can see that failures were mostly cohesive in the adhesive layer, but in some of the conditions we had also concurrently interlaminar failure of the composite. But mainly failure of the joints took place by cohesive failure of the. In this figure we can see the maximum load as a function of the overlap length for the three adhesives. We can see that for the shortest overlap the AV138 and the 7752 behave best and very similarly. However, as we increase the overlap length, the 2015 and 7752 continue to increase the strength by a large amount, while the AV138 falls short of the other two adhesives. And this is because of the brittleness of this adhesive, as we are going to see in further slides in this presentation. The numerical work consisted of using cohesive zone modeling for strength prediction of the step lap joints. And as I said, the composite materials were modeled as orthotropic, and with this purpose we need the properties that are presented in this table. For metal we are considering only an isotropic material, but for composite we have to consider the different properties along the three orthogonal directions. We used CZM with a triangular law to predict the joint strength and the failure modes, and we included in the models the possibility of interlaminar failures at several locations along the joint. The numerical simulations were carried out in Abaqus in 2 dimensions. We consider the quads damage criteria for damage initiation, an energetic criterion for damage propagation, and the elements that we used to model the adherence were CPE for R, these are plane strain elements, and COH2D4 cohesive elements for the adhesive. We can also see some details of the boundary conditions of the partitions created to model the adhesive in the lower figure to the right, and an example of stresses in the joint during the loading. As I said before, we use a triangular cohesive zone model, and these are the main equations that depict the behavior of this triangular model law. We are considering a linear elastic behavior up to the cohesive strengths Tn0 and Ts0, cohesive strength in tension and shear respectively. We consider the quadratic stress criteria for damage initiation based on the current stresses, and a linear energetic criteria for damage propagation as seen in the last equation of this slide. Beginning with the numerical results, here we can see the different failure possibilities that were introduced in the model. Location 1 and 2 are the butt portions of the step lap joints, 1 at the edges and 2 in the middle step. 3 represents the outer steps, and 4 the inner step. And finally, location 5 is the interlaminar failure of the composite. We can see in the table a summary of the failure modes observed for each of the 3 adhesives and for the different overlap lengths. We can see in first hand that the 7752 did not show interlaminar failure, which is denoted by the number 5, while AV138 and 2015 had interlaminar failure of the composite during the failure process, but it should be emphasized that final failure was always taking place through the adhesive cohesively. And then we can see that we have a more or less consistent behavior for all conditions, in which first we have failure of the butt portions 1 and 2, and then we have failure of the steps denoted by the numbers 3 and 4. The main difference here was the absence or not of interlaminar failure. We also performed a short stress analysis to try to understand how the stresses vary with the overlap length, and here we can see as an example the peel stresses for the RLD 2015. We can see that we have major positive peak stresses at the overlap edges and compressive stresses in the middle at the edge of the middle step, and in most of the region in the middle of the steps we have nil or close to nil stresses. We can also see that the peak stresses tend to increase as we increase the overlap length, and this is why the joints with the AV138 could not get a high strength for big overlaps. Here we can see the same study, but now considering the shear stresses for the same adhesive. We can see clearly the different steps along the overlap length, and we have a similar behavior between steps. Within each step, we tend to have peaks at the overlap at the step edges, and this is to the shear lag effect that is widely known for single lap joints. And we can also see that as we increase the overlap length, we have increased peak stresses compared to the average shear stress in the joint. Here we can see the comparison between experimental and numerical maximum loads divided by type of adhesive. We can see that we have a good correspondence for the two araldite adhesives, the AV138 and the 2015. The maximum deviation for the AV138 was 5.1% for an overlap length of 50 millimeters, while for the 2015 the error was almost 17% for 12.5. Opposed to these results, we have higher deviations for the 752, almost 30%, and this is due to the fact that this adhesive is very ductile and that we are modeling the behavior of this adhesive with a triangular cohesive law. Next, we are going to compare the obtained results with joints with aluminium adherence, and we can see the strength results in the graphic to the left, and we can see that typically the composite joints have a higher strength than the aluminum joints, and the reason for this is that the composite is stiffer, and so the peak stresses are going to be smaller, and we can see this in the stress plot to the right. The only exception was for 12.5 millimeters, but here the lower strength of the composite joints was caused by the interlaminar failure, which weakened the respective joint and made the result to be smaller than the one with aluminum adherence. By comparing with single and double lap joints, and here we just present an example for the Araldite AV138, we can see that the results of the step lap joints are in between the single lap joints and the double lap joints, and this is because the behavior of the step lap joints is improved with respect to the single lap joint, which is presented in orange. This is because we are having smaller stress concentrations and smaller eccentricities in the load than we have in single lap joints. On the other hand, the results for double lap joints presented in blue are much higher than both for the single lap and step lap joints, and this is because we have the smallest peak stresses, because we have an almost elimination of the bending moment in the joint, but also and mostly because we have the application of the shear area of the adhesive for the same overlap length. So it is normal that the results are much better with this joint configuration than with the other two configurations. To conclude, regarding the stresses, typically peel stresses are much lower than the average shear stress, except at step edges. Shear stresses peak at the overlap and step transitions edges, regardless of the adhesive, and we can see that we have high stress concentrations that increase with the overlap length, and which tends to affect the results of the CCM technique was validated. Good results were obtained, especially for the two Araldite adhesives, although for the Sikafors the results were not so good, but this was already addressed, the explanation. Comparison between composite and aluminum joints typically gave a better result for the composite joints, except when interlaminar failure took place, which weakened the respective joints. And we also concluded that the step lap joints behave better than the single lap joints, but fall short of the double lap joints for a large amount, since this joint, although having a better stress concentration effect, it also has a double of the shear area. So this results in the best results between the three types of joints. Thank you so much for your attention.